1110 AM WBT News Talk Radio, 99.3 FM. I got on the line, which is Hip Hop's AP, which is our news source, which is our place where we get news and information. Do I have on the line Mr. Grouchy Greg from allhiphop.com?
What's up, what's up, what's up? How y'all doing out there? Charlotte, what's up?
This is Charlotte and the world, man. This is going on the web. It's hooked up into online. We all over the place, man. But we had to talk to you because you're like the news line for hip-hop. This is a news radio show for hip-hop, and I get a lot of my news and information from you. So I wanted to make sure that people knew who you were, knew who you guys were, and knew what you were doing so, you know, we kind of can connect. So when I'm talking, they can look online with you guys, and we can kind of do it together. So tell me about allhiphop.com.
What's that?
Tell me about allhiphop.com.
Well, allhiphop.com is the world's biggest urban outlet in the world, in the universe, as far as we know it. You know, we do 7 million unique visitors per month. And basically, it's a website that's dedicated to hip-hop and urban news, reviews, interviews, audio, video. It's like everything. If you're into hip-hop culture, it's everything and anything you might like. And it goes so much deeper into the culture beyond just reporting on what the artists are doing. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, how did you guys start it?
Well, I started it in around 1996. Well, let me backtrack. I've been running. I ran a record label out in Delaware, where I'm from and where I still reside.
Okay.
Although I got a lot of family in Charlotte.
I went to Delaware State University in Dover, Delaware.
Oh, that's where you went to, Del State?
That's where I went to school, 89.
Oh, word. Big ups, big ups. So you know how we get down there, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Del State's wild. So anyway, I was running a record label right around that time out from like 1991 to like 1996, and I really couldn't get anywhere in the music business. You know, being from Delaware, the internet hadn't really come about yet, so it was really hard to reach people. You know, if you was going up to New York, you was literally knocking on doors, literally, unless you knew a secretary and you had an in. So anyway, around 93, I started playing around on the internet, and with my record label, the first record we put out, we sold a lot of tapes in Germany. Mm-hmm. And so that really opened my eyes to the internet and, you know, the fact that you could communicate with people across the world. I mean, we only sold like 50 or 60 tapes, but then that just, you know, that cemented my vision to do something on the internet with hip-hop. Mm-hmm. So, you know, that's when around 96 we started releasing our 12 inches and our things of that nature. Okay. And on the record label, you know, we wasn't getting any money. You know what I'm saying? The record labels, the distributors weren't paying us when we were selling records. Mm-hmm. So the label basically went out of business because I didn't have the money to keep funding it. Okay. And so that's when I turned to the internet. Okay. And the records we had in 1997 were doing like 30,000 downloads a month. Okay. And so I registered allhiphop.com to capitalize on that. And then right around 97, my partner, who is a graduate of the University of Delaware with a degree in English, saw what you know, he was doing something on the internet as similar to what I was trying to do. And so we just combined forces, and we was like, yo, 97, we started it, and we started All Hip Hop. Over the past 10 years, you kind of learn that those things actually help you, especially in certain regards like content. You know, nobody has a lock on news. So if I write a news story up and it's exclusive to All Hip Hop, if you decide you want to rewrite it and put it in your own words and explain and comment it on your own, there's nothing I can do about that. You know, whether they quote us as a source or not, you know, for me, people always end up finding the source of the information eventually, especially when it's consistent. So, you know, we've been doing this for 10 years, and there have been people who straight jack us. And when we're jacked word for word, you know, you always will get a call from our lawyer, whether you're a mom and pop website or you're CNN. If you jack us word for word on a consistent basis and you don't give us credit, you know, you'll get dealt with. And accordingly, you know, in the legal realm, you know, I don't want to come across like, you know, in the wrong manner, but you know, we have a good legal team and things of that nature. So, but you know, in all honesty, it really helps. You know, because sometimes they do credit us, and so when we're across CNN's ticker or when we're in the Washington Post, you know, that really helps solidify our credibility as a legitimate
we're going to
outlet.
quote you every time that we do a news story from this station. We got 1 million listeners, and we're going to quote you every time. We're going to go into this break, and if you could stay on, then we probably take some calls from some listeners, and we'll tie it into what the subject is into hip-hop. Right now, I think we were talking about oil. So we're going to go to this break, and then we'll come back and we'll have some more conversation with Grouchy Greg of allhiphop.com. 11:10 a.m. WBT News Talk Radio. It's Ike Jackson Report.
Push us around.
I got to be honest with you. If you want to talk politics, you're probably better off talking to my partner. I'm just going to be honest. You know, when it comes to politics, around 2004, I kind of got out of it.
Okay,
not like I was a diplomat or something, but you know, me and my brothers, I come from a big, large family, and we would frequently get into these really deep discussions. I mean, I can get into it with you if you really want me to, but
I really want you to.
But my thing is that, you know, it gets my blood pressure up to the point that, you know, I've said to myself, you know, look, I as ignorant as it's going to sound, I'm voting for Barack, you know.
No, that's fine. I mean, that's cool. The only thing I didn't like...
It doesn't sound ignorant until I tell you the reason why. I'm voting for him no matter what.
Why?
You know what I'm saying? Because it's a historical fact, a point for this country, for a black man to even be in this position, given the historical treatment and where we've actually come from bondage, and I want to see a black president, and that it's just that simple. And I want to see it in my lifetime.
Well,
and,
I think that would be cool because
and you know, from what I've seen, he seems like he's doing all right. You know, and that's about as deep as I get into politics.
Well, how do you think he would treat hip hop from a tax point of view? So, because this is how I want to approach it. I'm quite sure you pay taxes like I do, and we both must pay a lot of taxes. Hip hop, we pay a lot of taxes, almost like by default. $10 billion. Almost by default, we're like Republicans, but I'm not a Republican. I'm a capitalist, and I feel like, you know, Democrats really don't have a good tax package for hip hop, but Republicans do have a good tax package. I mean, that's the level that I want to take it on.
You know, that
after Obama's elected and his 4 years are over, then what will you do?
Well, I'll say this, that, you know, I am worried about taxes because, you know, you don't want stuff like taxation without representation. And, that, you know, there's a whole other than it just benefiting me, there's a lot more to the concept of taxing than just my pockets. So I wouldn't, you know, I'll say this is that, you know, I want to live in a safe environment, and I want to see America have a decent image throughout the world, because the climate is such now that we can't go nowhere. Okay. You know what I mean? We can't go nowhere. You go to London and people don't like Americans, you know, and it's not really, and that's a general statement. I know that.
Well,
but,
I mean, let's keep this about hip-hop. They do like hip-hop over in London.
No, they love hip-hop over in London.
And when I go overseas anywhere, I get treated with great respect. I don't. This is not a show where I want to get it twisted. Hip-hop gets treated very well, and we get treated with a lot of respect. We're not trying to make excuses for everyone. We're trying to get them to come over to where we're at.